Imagine a high school hallway exploding into chaos as a ruthless bully unleashes a vicious attack on an innocent black girl, her cries echoing like thunder, only for the world to flip upside down when the truth detonates. She's the adopted daughter of action legend Vin Diesel, and revenge is about to rev like a muscle car on steroids. If heart-pounding drama, jaw-dropping twists, and celebrity showdowns that scream Hollywood blockbuster get your adrenaline pumping, smash that subscribe button now. Join thousands across the USA and UK who crave stories that hit harder than a Fast and Furious stunt, and never miss a beat. In the bustling corridors of Lincoln High School in suburban Los Angeles, where the sun baked the asphalt playgrounds and dreams clashed with harsh realities, Aria Thompson navigated her days like a ghost in the machine. At 16, she was a striking figure, tall for her age, with deep ebony skin that glowed under the fluorescent lights, curly hair tied back in a practical ponytail, and eyes that held a quiet intensity, as if they had seen more of the world than her peers could imagine. Adopted at the age of 5 by Vin Diesel, the Hollywood powerhouse known for his roles in high-octane films like the Fast and Furious franchise, Aria's life was a carefully guarded secret. Vin, whose real name was Mark Sinclair, had always emphasized privacy for his family, especially after the media frenzy surrounding his career. He and his partner, Paloma Jimenez, had chosen to adopt Aria from a foster home in Atlanta, drawn to her resilience and spark. But to the world, and especially to her classmates, Aria was just another transfer student from out of state, living with a distant relative in a modest neighborhood to avoid the spotlight. She drove an old Honda Civic to school, wore thrift store clothes, and kept her head down, excelling in her studies but avoiding the social cliques that dominated the cafeteria. The school itself was a microcosm of American teen life, jocks in Letterman jackets strutting like peacocks, cheerleaders giggling in clusters, nerds huddled over laptops in the library, and then there were the outliers, the ones who didn't fit neatly into boxes. Aria fell into the latter category, her quiet demeanor often mistaken for weakness. She had friends, sure, a small group including her best friend Mia, a bubbly Latina girl obsessed with K-pop, and Jamal, a fellow bookworm who dreamed of becoming an engineer. But mostly, Aria observed, sketching in her notebook during lunch or losing herself in books about astrophysics, a passion ignited by late-night talks with her adoptive father about the stars and the universe's vast mysteries. Vin would call her every evening, his deep voice rumbling through the phone like an engine, reminding her, strength isn't in the muscles, kiddo. It's in the heart. Family first, always. Those words anchored her, especially on days when the whispers started. Enter Tyler Hawkins, the school's undisputed bully, a 17-year-old brute with a chip on his shoulder the size of California, standing at 6'2", with buzzed blonde hair, a perpetual sneer, and arms bulked from hours in the weight room. Tyler ruled Lincoln High through fear and intimidation. His father was a local cop, which gave him an air of untouchability. Rumors swirled that any complaint against Tyler mysteriously vanished in the principal's office. Tyler's gang, a ragtag crew of wannabe tough guys named the Wolves, included his sidekick Brett, a skinny kid with a mean streak, and a few others who followed for protection. They targeted anyone who seemed vulnerable, the new kids, the quiet ones, the minorities. It was a toxic mix of entitlement and insecurity, fueled by Tyler's home life, an absentee mother and a father who preached tough love with his fists. Tyler's bullying wasn't just physical, it was psychological warfare, spreading rumors, stealing lunch money, and cornering victims in the bathrooms. Aria first caught Tyler's eye during gym class, when she outran him in a sprint relay. Her long legs carried her effortlessly across the track, a natural athlete thanks to Vin's training sessions in their home gym. Tyler, red-faced and humiliated, muttered slurs under his breath, but Aria ignored him, focusing on her breathing. That was her way: diffuse, don't engage. But Tyler didn't let it go. Over the next weeks, the taunts escalated. Hey, chocolate drop, think you're fast. Bet you stole those shoes. Or worse, racial jabs that made Aria's blood boil, but her exterior remained calm. She confided in Mia, who urged her to report it, but Aria shook her head. It's not worth it. I've dealt with worse. What she didn't say was that worse included the foster homes before Vin, where neglect and prejudice were daily bread. Vin had taught her self-defense, both physical and mental, emphasizing de-escalation. Walk away if you can, fight if you must, he'd say, drawing from his own experiences as a multiracial actor navigating Hollywood's biases. As the school year progressed, the tension simmered. Tyler's pranks grew bolder, tripping Aria in the hall, spilling soda on her backpack, even hacking her locker to steal her notebook filled with personal drawings, sketches of her family, including subtle hints of Vin's silhouette in action poses. Arya retrieved it from the trash. Pages crumpled, but said nothing. Her adoptive siblings, Vin's biological kids, texted her encouragement from afar, but she kept the bullying hidden, not wanting to worry her famous dad during his latest film shoot in Europe. Meanwhile, the school buzzed with unrelated drama, a upcoming homecoming dance, rumors of a teacher scandal, and the football team's winning streak, which only inflated Tyler's ego as the star quarterback. One crisp autumn morning, as leaves crunched underfoot outside, Arya arrived early for a study session. The hallways were empty save for the janitor mopping the floors. She felt a prickle on her neck, a sense of being watched, but shrugged it off. Little did she know, Tyler and his wolves were plotting something bigger, a lesson, to put the uppity black girl in her place. Brett had overheard Arya talking about her, famous relative, in a vague phone call, but dismissed it as bragging. The stage was set for confrontation, the air thick with unspoken threats. Arya, oblivious, headed to her locker, her mind on the physics test ahead. But in the shadows, Tyler grinned, cracking his knuckles. The bully was about to strike, unaware that the girl he targeted was connected to a force far greater than his small-town bravado. A force that could crush empires with a single rev of an engine. The build-up was subtle at first. Whispers in class, stares across the quad. Arya noticed, but her focus remained on academics. She was aiming for a scholarship to MIT, inspired by Vin's stories of overcoming odds. I wasn't always Dom Toretto, he'd laugh. I was a bouncer scraping by. Those tales fueled her. But Tyler's resentment festered. His own dreams of college football were jeopardized by a lingering knee injury, and he projected his frustrations onto others. A week before the incident, during lunch, Tyler cornered Jamal, demanding his homework. Arya intervened, calmly saying, "Leave him alone." Tyler's eyes narrowed. "Or what, princess? Gonna cry to your mommy?" The cafeteria fell silent, but Arya just walked away, heart pounding. That night, she practiced martial arts in her room, shadows dancing on the walls as she mimicked Vin's moves from his movies. The school administration turned a blind eye. Principal Hargrove, a wary man in his 50s, had his hands full with budget cuts and parent complaints. Reports of bullying were filed, but Tyler's dad, Officer Hawkins, always swooped in with excuses. Boys will be boys. It was a system rigged against the vulnerable, a reflection of broader societal issues that Arya had read about in her sociology class. She journaled her thoughts. Power isn't given, it's taken. But at what cost? Unbeknownst to her, Vin had sensed something off in their calls. Her voice tighter, laughs forced. He planned a surprise visit, but work delayed him. The pieces were aligning for disaster. As Chapter 1 drew to a close, the narrative tension built like a storm cloud. Arya's double life, ordinary student by day, daughter of a star by night, remained hidden, but cracks were forming. Tyler, emboldened by impunity, gathered his crew after school, plotting in the parking lot. "Time to teach her a lesson," he snarled. The sun set on Lincoln High, casting long shadows that foreshadowed the violence to come. Arya, heading home, felt a chill, but dismissed it. Tomorrow would change everything. The next day dawned with deceptive normalcy. Arya woke to her alarm, the scent of coffee wafting from the kitchen where her aunt, actually a trusted family friend posing as guardian, prepared breakfast. "Big day?" the woman asked. Arya nodded, slinging her backpack. "Just school." But as she drove to Lincoln High, traffic snarled by construction, she arrived late, rushing through the gates. The bell had rung, hallways emptied. Perfect for ambush. Tyler waited in the east wing, near the science labs where cameras were glitchy. Brett and two others flanked him, fidgeting with excitement. "Make it quick," Brett whispered. Tyler smirked. "She'll learn." Their plan: corner Arya, rough her up, record it for fun. Racial undertones laced their chatter, slurs that would make any decent person cringe. Tyler's hatred stemmed from deeper wounds. His father's racism, echoed in dinner table rants, had poisoned him young. But excuses didn't justify actions. Arya turned the corner, headphones in, listening to a podcast on quantum mechanics. Suddenly, hands grabbed her shoulders, slamming her against lockers. Metal clanged, books scattered. "What the?" she gasped. Tyler loomed, face twisted. "Thought you were tough, huh? Running your mouth." His fist connected with her jaw. A sharp, stinging blow. Pain exploded, blood tasted metallic. Arya's training kicked in. She dodged the next punch, kneeing his thigh. "Get off me!" But numbers overwhelmed. Brett pinned her arms, another kicked her ribs. Laughter echoed as Tyler landed blows. Face, stomach, arms. Racial epithets flew. "Know your place, you." Arya fought back, elbowing Brett, but a final shove sent her crumpling. The assault lasted minutes, feeling eternal. Passersby, a teacher. No, empty hall. Tyler filmed on his phone, grinning. "This'll go viral." They fled, leaving Area bruised, bleeding on cold tile. She lay there, vision blurring but defiance burned. "Nut, over," she whispered, fumbling for her phone. Dialed Mia first, help. Then, hesitation but pain. One called Vin. Voicemail, Dade hurt, school. Collapsed, consciousness fading. Word spread like wildfire. Maya found her, screamed for help. Paramedics arrived, police too. Ironically, Officer Hawkins, Tyler's dad, led the response. He downplayed, kids fight. But Aria's injuries, bruised ribs, swollen eye, cuts, demanded hospital. At ER, doctors stitched her up, x-rays showed no breaks. Mia stayed, holding her hand. Who did this? Aria murmured names. Police took statements, but skepticism lingered. Sure it wasn't mutual? Hawkins asked. Aria glared. Assault. Vin, on set in London, got the message mid-scene. His face paled. Director called cut. Family emergency. He boarded a private jet, rage simmering. Paloma texted updates, siblings worried. Vin's mind raced. His little girl attacked. Memories flashed. Aria's adoption day. Her tiny hand in his. I'll protect you always. Guilt gnawed. Fame's price. Back at school, Tyler bragged in whispers. Video circulated privately. His gang laughed. But leaks happen. By afternoon, snippets hit social media, anonymized. Outrage brewed online. Racist attack at LA high school. Hashtags trended. Lincoln High lockdown statements. Investigating. Aria discharged that evening. Home with painkillers. Aunt fussed. Mia visited. Tell me everything. Aria recounted. Tears falling. Why me? I hugged her. Because you're strong. They'll pay. Nate fell. Aria stared at ceiling, plotting. Self-defense wasn't enough, justice needed. Vin landed at Lax by dawn, incognito, hat, sunglasses, drove straight home. Aria's face, bruised, bandaged, broke him. Ooh, he growled. She told all. Vin's fists clenched. I'll handle it. But Aria stopped him. Legally, Dad, no vigilante stuff. He nodded, but eyes said otherwise. Called lawyers, publicists. Keep my name out, for now. Investigation stalled. Hawkins influenced no witnesses. But Mia had seen the video leak. Anonymous tip to media. Local news picked ups. Teen girl assaulted. Bullying epidemic. Tyler panicked, deleted evidence. Too late, twist emerged. Tyler's ex-girlfriend, Sarah, overheard boasting. Guilty, she recorded confession, sent to police. Evidence mounted. Arrest warrants issued. Tyler bolted, hiding at a friend's. Chase ensued, dramatic like Vin's movies. Vin met with principal, identity revealed in private. Hargrove paled. Mr. Diesel. We had no idea. Vin's voice thundered, fix this. Media frenzy loomed. Chapter 2 closed with Aria healing, Vin plotting, Tyler on run. Storm brewed. As the dust settled from the assault, the true twists began to unravel, turning a simple school bullying incident into a web of secrets, betrayals, and unexpected alliances. Vin Diesel, now fully immersed in the situation, transformed from absent father to protective force. He set up camp in the family home, coordinating with a team of lawyers and private investigators. This isn't just about Aria, he told his legal advisor over coffee. It's about every kid who's ever been targeted because of their skin or their silence. The advisor nodded, pulling strings to access school records and surveillance footage that the police had overlooked. What they found was damning. Multiple prior complaints against Tyler, swept under the rug by his father's influence. Officer Hawkins had a history of misconduct, including racial profiling cases that had been quietly settled. Meanwhile, Aria recovered slowly, her body mending but her spirit ignited. She refused to stay home, insisting on returning to school after a week, bandaged but unbowed. If I hide, they win, she told Vin. He admired her grit, reminiscent of his own rise from New York streets to stardom. At school, stares followed her, some sympathetic, others curious. The video had gone viral, edited to blur faces but the brutality clear. Social media exploded, Justicephoria trended, with celebrities chiming in. Unknown to the public, Vin retweeted anonymously from a burner account, amplifying the call. The first major twist hit when Sarah, Tyler's ex, came forward publicly. In a tearful interview with a local news station, she revealed not only the confession recording but also Tyler's deeper involvement in a school-wide harassment ring. He targeted black and brown kids especially, she said, voice shaking. His dad covered for him. The revelation sparked protests outside the police station, demands for Hawkins' badge. Tyler, still in hiding, called his father in panic. Dad, fix this. But Hawkins was cornered. Internal Affairs launched an investigation. Enter an unexpected ally, Jamal, Aria's friend, who turned out to have hacking skills honed from online tutorials. He discreetly recovered deleted files from Tyler's cloud, including unedited assault videos and racist group chats. I couldn't stand by, Jamal confessed to Aria. She hugged him. You're a hero. The evidence was anonymously leaked to the media, blowing the case wide open. Tyler was arrested at a motel, dragged out in cuffs as cameras flashed. His plea, it was a joke, fell on deaf ears, but twists deepened. During interrogation, Tyler spilled a secret: his bullying stemmed from abuse at home. Hawkins had beaten him since childhood, instilling hatred as a coping mechanism. Psychologists were called. Tyler's lawyer pushed for leniency. Public opinion split. Some saw a villain, others a victim of cycle. Aria, hearing this, felt a pang of empathy. Doesn't excuse what he did, she told Vin. He agreed, but pondered his own past. Bouncers, street fights, would all have demons. Vin's identity leaked inevitably. A paparazzo snapped him leaving the house. Headlines screamed, Vin Diesel's daughter attacked in racist bullying scandal. The world erupted. Interviews requests flooded. Vin held a press conference. My family is private, but this is bigger. Bullying racism ends now. He announced a foundation for anti-bullying, donating millions. Aria stood beside him, face healed but scars internal. I'm not a victim, I'm a survivor, she declared. UK tabloids ate it up, drawing parallels to royal family privacy battles. Another twist: Brett, Tyler's sidekick, Flip, testifying against him for reduced charges. He revealed Hawkins had coerced witnesses in past cases. The officer was suspended, then arrested for corruption. Tyler's trial loomed. He faced assault charges, hate crime enhancements. Personal twists for Aria: she discovered letters in her adoption file. Her biological mother had been a struggling actress. Knowing Vin peripherally, she chose you for me, Vin revealed. Family isn't blood. Bonding deepened. School changed: new anti-bullying policies, diversity training. Tyler's gang dissolved. Some sought therapy. Chapter 3 ended with trial beginnings, more revelations promised.